Live from the Las Vegas Strip Studio in beautiful, scintillating Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Bettor Center Live. I'm your host, Brad Stein. You can watch us 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time daily. On the weekend, 7 a.m., where Louis Diamond does it early. You can watch us on louisdiamond.com. Also, check out YouTube at Louis Diamond. We have 4 professional sports handicappers here to make us a little money, give us some great information, and a couple of them for eye candy. Some of them make us laugh, but they're here to help. We have to take advantage. Coming up on the show, we have some NBA, Major League Baseball playoffs, and some early NFL picks, maybe college football also. Let's introduce the 4 boys right now. Welcome back, Dell. He's back in town. So is Ross. We have the Chipster, and of course, Louis Diamond. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. I can't hear you guys.
Got audio?
Ah, there we go. I hear Louis Diamond.
All right. Good morning.
Brad.
Good morning.
All
Morning,
right.
Brad.
Good morning
Always a
to you.
pleasure.
Ross, are you there?
Yes, sir. I am here.
Okay, I'm giving you permission to sick your buddy, the Chipster, who picked against the New York Yankees yesterday, game number 1 of the Major League Baseball playoffs. He had no confidence in Garrett Cole. Get him.
Yeah, well, he's wrong on occasion, not very often, but I was on the Yankees yesterday. As a matter of fact, I started the Major League Baseball playoffs 2-0. I also had the Chicago White Sox yesterday over Oakland. It amazes me that anybody could fade Chicago White Sox against left-handed starters. Look, 15-0 against lefties now this year, Brad. That's incredible. It's no longer a fluke. When you have a sample size that big, there's good reason for it. So I had the White Sox there, and my reasoning. I told Chipper off air yesterday when we talked. We were on opposite sides, and that happens on occasion. That I was just banking on the fact that the Yankees knew that if they lost that game with Garrett Cole yesterday, chance of them winning the series was pretty small. So, again, he came up with a nice effort, and Shane Bieber, who is going to win the Cy Young Award in the American League this year, wasn't up to the task in his first postseason start.
Let's go to the left on the Bettor box. That's Louis Diamond. Tell us a little bit about Bettor Center, where we can get in touch with you and the show and the purpose of it.
That's funny calling me on the left. Those that know me, that's pretty good there. Not that I'm on the right, but I'm certainly not on the left. So, but anyways, damn it, what was the question, Brad?
Enlighten us about Bettor Center, how we can get in touch with you, the show, and the purpose. The
real reason why we're here. Oh, geez. The real reason why we're here is to change life for the better. It's been my slogan for the last, 25 years. I paid $5 for that slogan to a friend of mine when he said, I said, oh my God, I need that. And he goes, give me $5. And I gave him $5. Still a good friend of mine here today. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm changing life for the better. Been working on that for a long time. Didn't really have the audience, so didn't have the support. But now that gambling is legal and everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but there is now a little trend happening with the sports gambling world. And, see all these shows flipping over to talking about sports betting content. And you can't take it out of me. I've got it in me, so I'm going to let it out. And so hopefully you'll subscribe and join and continue to watch myself and others like myself let it out. So there you go. Subscribe, please.
Louis, what did you learn yesterday in the sports world? What did you learn?
I learned that Minnesota's now lost 17 straight postseason games, and history does repeat itself often. So, but I've always known that. Really, what I use history to try to see the movie unfold again. Yesterday, I didn't. Just didn't. I thought Minnesota was just going to be a different ball club, and so now I'm a little worried. So that's what I learned.
Chip, what did you learn?
theory. I gave out the White Sox because they were the number 7 seed favored at the number 2 seed. And I went straight away with the Yankee game because here was the lower seed being favored at Cleveland. I should have stuck to my guns. I went 2-1 yesterday, but I was really surprised at the way the Yankees responded and knocked Shane Bieber around. Bieber's been outstanding all year, but a little bit pleased as a Yankee fan, but I'd rather go 3-0 than 2-1 any day. But you just can't buck the numbers. And I tried to be a fancy handicapper, and I tried to outsmart myself, and I paid for it. Ross had the right side. He pointed it out to me before the game, but there was nothing you can do once you've already posted.
Hey, Tony Cusimano, the man on the street right in front of that stadium. I don't know what he was doing there, but he also had the Yankees. And I guess we already learned what Ross learned yesterday. I learned that we have a Homer Simpson coming up. His name is Del Warfield, and he loves the Heat. He won't cheat on the Heat. What did you learn yesterday, Homer Simpson?
Yeah, so yesterday I took a loss. I only bet one game yesterday. I was on the Indians. So, yeah, Yankees postseason teams are always going to be dangerous. Even the Astros, kind of a down year, still taking that win from the Twins. I think number 7 seed White Sox are going to be a really dangerous 7 seed too in these playoffs. So definitely a team to watch out for too. So we'll see what today brings.
And that brings us to game number 1, the NBA Finals. Also, game number 1, the Miami Heat at the LA Lakers, still in the bubble, still going at it. This is the last series. Don't worry, they're almost done. The Heat opened up plus 4.5. And 217.5. We're still at 217.5 with the over-under, and we are still at minus 4.5 Lakers. We will start with Del Warfield, the huge Miami Heat fan. I know you have a lot of money riding on the Miami Heat, and you got great odds. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so I actually was able to get the Miami Heat before the season even started. Got them at 101 odds to win the chip for half a unit. So that's about 50 units. I did hedge out. So I did bet the Lakers in 5, 6, and 7. So the minimum that we can win is going to be about 9.5 units if the Lakers win in 7. But if the Heat win, we'll still be up about 23 units or so. So I'm still definitely going to be cheering for the Heat. I love the Heat here. I want to talk about this matchup. So I know you guys are going to be liking the Lakers too, but as far as today, as far as this game's concerned, the 4.5, I'm still liking the Heat here. Even though my money's kind of split and it's hedged off, I'm still liking the Heat. I'm still thinking that the Heat could win this game outright. They play that zone defense too. I think that's going to really come in handy, stopping the driving that's coming from the Lakers, making them shoot 3-point shots. 2 of the 3 best defenders on LeBron James are on the Heat. They have Jimmy Butler and Jay Crowder. Other one, Draymond Green, of course, not in the postseason. But they got 2 of the best 3 defenders that LeBron James goes against. So I think the Heat got a really good chance of winning this series outright, taking the chip. And I like them today at that 4.5.
Yeah, a little easy on the Jay Crowder, all right? He got smoked when he was with Boston, and LeBron James was in Cleveland. I would say they have 2 very good defenders, Butler and Iguodala. Easy on Jay Crowder. All right, we're going to go to Chipster. What can you tell us about game number 1?
Oh, Brad, you're not just another pretty face?
Who, me or him?
Yeah. I thought you were just another pretty face for us. Wow. You got a little sport in him, don't he?
He got a little Jay Crowderish, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, something got sparked. It might be the tie. I don't know. It's gold.
All right, I'll go to Chip. Sorry, Chip. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I
didn't even get started.
There you go. I was a little taken back. Nice.
Thank you.
Well, Miami has certainly shown and proved that they belong here. They've had a great season. They play great defense. And like I said, of course, Butler is the key to them. But there's another factor here I'm looking at, and when I was studying this game, I think the line is kind of short at 4.5, but there's a lot of money and respect coming for Miami. But the Los Angeles Lakers scored 44% of their points inside the paint, which was number 1 in the NBA by far. They shot 71% from inside the paint, and with LeBron James taking the most shots inside and Davis, the smallish Miami team is going to have to really big up or muscle up against the Lakers inside. I think the Lakers have the advantage here. I think LeBron James is on a mission. He's still griping about receiving an inadequate vote on the MVP. I like the Lakers here. It's it's one game, win or lose, and I think they have the edge. I think psychologically they're ready.
Thank you, Chip. Ross, 4.5 points. Lakers over under 217.5. Anything interesting here?
Yeah, I'm not going to touch the side here because I'm selling it at my website. That's rbwins.com, by the way, folks. 21-9 with my last 30 pay selections in all sports. Let's look at the total here. A couple facts on the total. You look at the prior series for Miami, 5-0-1 to the over. You look at the prior series for the Lakers, 4-1 to the over. You're also looking at a Lakers team that shot 48% or better in 12 of their last 14 in the postseason. And Miami is 43-24 to the over this season when facing a team that allows 106 points or more per game. And the Lakers are allowing 107. So, Brad, I would take a good look at possibly using the over tonight as a small lean.
Thank you. Louis, are you going to shut up or are you going to dribble?
I'll dribble a little bit on this game.
Louis, shut up. Oh, my God. You got to answer that question, Brad.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that was
Louis.
probably the dumbest question that you could have asked a guy like me, Brad. So, yes, I have a tough time putting the filter on and shutting up. So let's try to take advantage of it in the best way we can. That's all I can say. All right, so I'll give you something on this. The Lakers 7-15-1 in their last 23 NBA championship games against the number. So that worries me. And I'm rooting for Dell. I want to see him cash that ticket. I'm not going to hide behind that. That's a nice ticket. I got to root for him there. But the viewers don't care about that. So, one thing I can say about this is, like what I did in the Super Bowl. If you like Kansas City, then play Mahomes for the MVP. If you like the Lakers, why lay the big wood minus 3-something when you can just lay LeBron at minus $1.40? So I don't see Lakers winning the championship without LeBron getting it, unless something drastic really happens. So I think if you're a Laker fan, I think you just pay attention to that and look at that before you bet them on the series. Maybe take a look at LeBron as MVP.
Thank you, Bag of Diamonds. Appreciate it. We go to game number 2. We go to Major League Baseball. Also, game number 2 of the series, the New York Yankees, Tanaka on the mound. They opened up minus 115, currently minus 121. 8 is the over-under. We are going to start with Ross. I know you're smiling, and I know you're ready to go.
I'm smiling because I'm happy, and I smile when I listen to Louis just rattle on and on and on about that. Sometimes I get confused, but you know what? It reins me in. Anyway,
in a crazy world.
Yeah. Louis, here's something
crazy
for you.
world. It takes crazy thoughts.
Yeah, well, we're all crazy. So anyway, or we wouldn't be in this industry. You like this kind of stuff, Louis. The wind will be blowing out 20 to 21 miles an hour to right center tonight, by the way. And total's only 8. And Masahiro Tanaka gets the start for the Yankees. Brad, and he has not fared really well against this active roster for Cleveland. I like looking at this. The active roster right now for the Cleveland Indians are 31 for 101 against Tanaka lifetime. That's 307. And he's also gone over the total in his last 3 starts, albeit he has pitched well in those 3 starts. He's just got a lot of run support. The New York Yankees are coming off a road win yesterday and playing on the road today, and that's news because this year, when they're on the road and they're coming off a road win the day before, they're 7-0 to the over this year in that situation. And this Cleveland bullpen has struggled down the stretch. The Yankees bullpen hasn't lived up to expectations. I'm going to have a very small lean. The only thing that bothers me here is the general public has favored the over in this game if you look at the betting trends right now. And that's the only thing that might steer me away because I don't like taking a side that the public is all over. It doesn't make me feel smart. And you know what? Las Vegas the Strip wasn't built, or sports books weren't created because the public wins. So on occasion they're right. Hopefully, maybe they're right this time, Brad.
Chip, are you smelling a Yankee sweep?
Ha! You mean a 2-game sweep?
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, Cleveland is facing elimination after one playoff game. Listen, I've had to pass this game totally because I was on the wrong side yesterday, and I just don't want to get caught up, and I like to clear my head on this. There's enough winners out there. I did go 3-1 with the free play with Tampa yesterday, but this Yankee game is kind of tough. Tanaka, like Ross has said, has struggled against the Indians, but in playoffs, he's got a 1.76 ERA with the Yankees, though he's most likely only going to go 5 innings. And neither of these starters ended up over 500 on the season. I think Carrasco, the Cleveland starter, was 3-4, and Tanaka was 3-3. Tanaka is very difficult to pitch when he comes down to just approaching every single batter, and his ERA is great in the playoffs, 1.76. And I don't have a side on this game. I really don't. I would look to fade Tanaka and take the Indians off of getting beat yesterday. But I really want no part of this one.
I will say, when
Alrighty.
Chipper clears his head, Brad, there's a lot of stuff that comes out of there, and it's not all about sports betting. So I wish we were privy to that.
Talking about winners, let's go to Louis Diamond. There's a winner.
hey, wow. Thank you very much, Brad.
Go on.
You know what? I hate to say this to you, Chip, but Tanaka has actually done well versus the Indians. 4 out of the last 5, and 4 out of the last 5 have gone under, 4 straight unders. So, but that's the only really thing you have for Cleveland for the under matchup here today, because Cleveland may have been a dead under at home, but not as of late, as my pocketbook is telling me right now. So I would be very reluctant to be playing this game under, especially after Yankees got some bats last night. Never know what'll happen tonight. We were all surprised with the big bats last night. I don't think anybody can say they expected.
I wasn't. Don't look.
You were off.
You horse's ass. I wasn't. Didn't you hear me before? You're so busy talking all the time. You're not listening to anybody.
Who's how's Tanaka against the Indians?
Well, you're right. He's 1-4, but like I alluded to, did I tell you what the lifetime numbers are? 31 for 101, 307 batting average against them, and this active roster. I'll repeat it twice for you. I know you're getting old.
Woo! All right, so he has, but Tanaka has gotten 4 out of 5 wins. He has gotten obviously enough support, but not a ton of support because he wins 1-0 in one of those events, then 3-2. So I don't know. I think you got to be leery of. I think you got to be leery of the series and see what the hell happens.
Yeah,
but your over might be the play. I'm not really saying your over isn't a play, Ross.
I'm just saying
you're fighting that on the under.
Yeah, it's a lean. You know what I mean, Louis? And you make good points. I just like to give you a hard time, buddy. It's fun.
Hard time, somebody does. I need somebody. I need somebody who's got it, quick wit, and isn't afraid to cut it me down. Because I'm ready.
Thank you, Del Warfield. I have breaking news for you. You are not the Tanaka. Please go with game number 2.
Yep. So I did give the
It's from a
edge
movie,
to the
Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme. No one picked up on it.
Never seen it. Never seen it. No. So I did give the edge to the Indians in this series. Like I said, I was on the wrong side yesterday. I'm not really going to be flipping. I think the Yankees will probably be the better play. I can't trust Tanaka though. I just got to kind of stay away from this whole series. I don't like either side. I think the Yankees bats exploding yesterday is. I don't think it's happening again today. I would lean under, but I'm not touching anything. Completely staying away.
Well, thank you, Del Warfield. In case you have to go to the restroom, you may do so at that truck stop. Coming up next, Tony Cusimano, the man on the street, is somewhere in the great state of Texas, I believe. Hopefully he's at the right stadium. We'll find out. You're watching Better Center Live on LouisDiamond.com and also YouTube at Louis Diamond. Brad Stein here live from Las Vegas. Join us daily for Better Center Live with our professional handicappers, where you get sports information you can bet on. Stop gambling, start winning. Better Center Live. Coos, feel free to go. We're doing sign language today. Oh, there you are.
Well, I'm in the great
you,
state
in
of
the
Dallas.
stadium.
I know.
In the stadium, baby.
I'm in the stadium. I'm in now. Just so let's clarify this. I am in Gerald J. Ford Stadium. Gerald J. Ford Stadium. No relation to the late great President Gerald R. Ford, but this is Gerald J. Ford Stadium, home of the SMU Mustangs. As you can see, you got a good shot behind me at the 50-yard line here. We've got a ranked team coming into town this weekend. The Memphis State Tigers, ranked, depending on where you look at your poll, 23, 24, 25, coming into town here as 3-point favorites or 2.5-point favorites, depending on where you get your line from, coming here to Dallas, the Dallas metro area here to play the SMU Mustangs. So the question is, crew, and again, I'll quickly touch on that line, 2.5 and 74.5. But the question here is about the road team, Memphis State. Okay, they had the win against Arkansas State. Then they have a layoff because of the coronavirus. So they've missed games against Houston. They've missed game against the University of Texas San Antonio, whereas the SMU Mustangs here have had 3 games. The first game was pretty much a tune-up game for them. You know what I mean? They had to go down on a road at Texas State Bobcats and win one there. It was a tight one. They won by 1 score, but then they blew out the University of North Texas, and they handily, beat Stephen F. Austin last week. Of course, that's a Division II school, but they're in tune. They're in shape. Are the Memphis State Tigers, are they rusty? Are they going to be conditioned for this game? That's the $64,000 question I want to throw back to everyone at the Better Center here as I'm going to throw it back to you, Brad and company, Louis Bag of Diamonds, and even Ross, everybody there. What do you think of this game? Are the Memphis State Tigers, are they rusty? Are they going to be conditioned? They haven't really had much contact now in a month. I mean, it's very an oddity. You know, they had the game on September 3rd, and now they have a game October the 5th. That's a month in between games. Who's going to come out on top? Are we going to lay the chalk on the road team, or are we going to take the points? I'm going to throw that back to you guys. But one quick note here. Remember, Louis Bag of Diamonds, the Yankees are hitting. The Bronx Bombers are back. I've been following them for the last 2 weeks. Go ahead. Take it away, Brad Stein. It's on you. Go ahead.
That's a great question, Tony C. Welcome back to Better Center Live on LouisDiamond.com. Also, go ahead.
I got something for Cusimano. Hey, Cusimano, you there? I got a question for you. Aren't you the one that's supposed to be on the field getting the information, that question from the coaches for us, trying to sneak us something? I mean, I'll throw an extra $10 in there. Go find me something for tomorrow, huh?
If you could see just over my left shoulder here, if you could see, they are doing some workouts with the receiving corps down there. Can you see them on the field? Let's see here. You see the receiving corps working out there?
Yes.
I did talk to some of the players here, and I just said, that's what I brought up. I said, hey, you guys are 3-0, and you've got this ranked team coming in. Are they going to be rusty? Are they conditioned? I kind of like the home team here, and the kid gave me the thumbs up. But unfortunately, the coach, he's the receiving coach here. This is the receiving corps coach. He's working out with the kids, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet.
All right, hold on. Listen, I like the over in this matchup. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. So I'd like you to see if you can find anything out for us for tomorrow that gives us towards a game plan. See if you can fish something off from one of those guys down there. See if they expect to be extra busy tomorrow, the receivers. I think they are. I mean, on Saturday.
I couldn't agree. I agree 150% on that. The last meeting between these two teams last year at Memphis, we had a 54-48 final. So we did have a high-scoring potent offense. By the way, 2 seniors at quarterback on both sides, Memphis State and SMU. We got 2 seniors at the helm at quarterback. I think it'll be a high-scoring, high-octane affair here. The question is, $64,000 question. I mean, I'm a points guy. I've got to take the +3 here. I've got to take the 3 points with the home team. SMU's condition. You see them; they're out here on the field working out now. Memphis State again, a 1 month layoff.
Hey,
I'll
Tony,
take the points
Tony,
here on this one.
my
Yes, sir.
Paisan
Yes, sir.
buddy out
Yes,
there.
sir.
I gave out
Yes, sir.
SMU as an interesting play of the day on Monday, but let me clue you in. You're doing a great job, a fantastic job. But Memphis hasn't been called Memphis State in about 10 years. Okay, so it's Memphis.
They haven't?
It's Memphis. So for further
Memphis. All right.
Memphis, no
The
Memphis State.
Tigers. Okay.
And try to get us
I'm living.
listen,
living
Paisan,
in
try to get us a couple 2-3 hints from the receiver coach and help us out here.
I will. I'm going to tell him to use the old Freddie Bolitnikoff stickum and put the stickum on their wrist there. You remember the old stickum back in the 70s?
See, yeah, slip him some stickum. There you
That's
go.
right. And let's stick it. And let's stick it to him. Let's stick it to him. Let's stick it to him +3. I'm going to take the 3 points with the home team, guys. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag this early.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Didn't want to
man.
let the cat out of the bag this early.
I'm with you too, Coos. In fact, you have my blessing to bug the players, the locker room, the field to get us more nuggets of information because Louis Diamond needs to make a bet, and we need to give great information here in Better Center Live. Okay?
It's nice. I like the over.
All right, well, I'm going to throw it back to you guys, or whatever you want to say, punt, pass, and kick it back to you guys in the studio there. And I like the +3. I also like over 74.5. They're high potent offense, 2 senior quarterbacks. Looks good for the over.
All right, guys. We're going to go out of order now because now I'm hot on this topic. Let's do some early football looks. And we'll start with Louis D. Do you have any early football looks today, Wednesday?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm damn it, I got my sheet here. I got some teasers, guys. I got teaser. It's a Wednesday teaser. I'm giving you a head start. And actually going to be my most interesting action. So we'll skip me later in the show. But since we're talking about football, I will tell you where I'm going at. These are the teams that I will be teasing this week. I will probably tease the under tomorrow night. Rippon is starting tomorrow night for Denver. Line back down to, I think, a pick 'em or so. Not expecting much offensive happening there tomorrow night. I will be taking my Arizona Cardinals absolutely on the teaser. They're not going to have the 2 bad weeks in a row. I will probably have the Saints beating the Lions after the Lions on the big win. Saints, they will rebound here and grab themselves a win. I will probably be on the over with the Cowboys and the Browns simply because the Cowboys are involved. I will be playing the over. One thing I want to tell you about the NFL right now this year, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, it's 50-50. You have home favorites are 50-50 this season. Road favorites are 50-50 this season. Home underdogs are 50-50 this season. Road underdogs are 50-50 this season. So you have a lot of that. No matter how you look at it, the number has been at 50-50. So for those of you who are saying, oh, you're playing teasers, guys, that's where the money's at in the NFL. Wake up. The numbers are tight in the NFL. So look at the teasers. Those are the teams I'm looking at the teasers. I think the Chiefs against the Patriots, I mean, they're probably going to win the game. I got to be a little worried because Belichick may have something up his sleeve. But the Chiefs they just look so dominant right now. And, of course, how are you not going to think that the Niners aren't going to dominate the Eagles? Eagles, another cellar dweller. Don't see much there. So there's an early football look for me. So back to you, Brad. A little long, but sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I actually feel a little teased, Louis, but not too teased. Thank you. Woo! Does anyone else have any
cancellation in the NFL too? The Steelers and the Titans canceled the game. If you're on the internet, you probably know the story right now due to COVID. They may play on Monday night.
Does anyone else have any real early football looks right now? We'll start with Ross.
I'm going to go a different direction. No, I'm not going to talk about a specific game. I'm just going to give the bettors and viewers, I think, a valuable handicapping tip here. Nice. We're living in a COVID-19 era right now, and there was a lot of concerns about how ready teams would be to play without preseason. There's one thing that I've learned, Brad, not yesterday, but over the last 3 weeks in the NFL, is the defensive tackling has been absolutely atrocious. And I think that goes hand in hand with teams not going live in practice very often because of the COVID concerns, not playing in preseason games because of the COVID crisis, which canceled all the preseason games. And we've seen a lot of high-scoring games. We've seen a lot of high-scoring games thus far, and now we're starting to see totals regularly get in the 50s and high 40s. I think that will level off around week 6. So be aware. You might want to start looking at unders in a couple weeks because now teams will be more fundamentally sound in their tackling. Defenses will start to catch up to the offenses, and the books will continue to rise these totals because of public perception of all the high-scoring games we saw. Well, just Monday night. That game goes under the total, and it ended up with 54. One goes under 56. So just keep an eye on that, folks, that you're going to see totals continue to escalate, and that's the reason why I think we're seeing high-scoring games, and that's also the reason why I think that will level off in a couple weeks. Does that make sense, Brad?
It makes perfect sense. What do you think, Chip? Any real early football looks?
Yeah, I have one that I looked at, and it's more of a revenge bet, and I don't mean revenge between the two competitors. I mean revenge for the handicapper. Last week I had Duke, and because they had committed 5 turnovers the previous week when I was against them and won, and here they are getting 5 points. They have a lead going into the fourth quarter, but 7 turnovers by the Blue Devils turned the game around, and Virginia wins. Now Virginia's getting 28 points from Clemson, and they aren't going to be the beneficiaries of 7 turnovers this week. I think the Tigers just romp and stomp the Cavaliers, who aren't as good as they may appear because of their opposition so far this year.
Hey, Brad, can I jump in real quick?
Please do.
Yes, I just really want to touch on what Ross was saying about the totals. The average score in an NFL game now is over 50 points a game, or about 50 points a game, and that is the highest in 35 years. So the numbers, the bookmakers are adjusting them. You look at these numbers. I think there's 6 games that have a total higher than 50 this week, and some as high as 58. So the bookmakers are adjusting accordingly. Now, the real question is the COVID keeping these defensive players, the contact, a little softer now? Is COVID keeping that? Is that another thing that you need to worry about? Because if that is the psychological problem behind all this, the scoring is going to go.
Come on, Louie. You're telling me the guys are afraid to tackle somebody because they might get COVID? They shouldn't be playing. Come on.
No, I know.
You're going good until then. Oh, my God.
It's in their head.
Listen,
I don't know.
Come on,
maybe it's the fans. Maybe no motivation.
Maybe it's the fans.
Maybe no fans. Maybe no fans in the stadium. Whatever it is, you don't have the answer right now.
It's what I said it is. It's a fundamental of tackling. Yeah. You know what? Another thing I love is when you say real quick. I'm going to make this real quick.
Yeah. It is what Ross said it is. There you go. That's what he said.
Listen, it was quick. I did say it real quick, and obviously you thought it was a little out there, but I don't think it's that far out there. I think that it's in their mind, and that's part of what it could be. A lot of different reasons why these scores are going so high right now. So, but what I'm saying is the bookmakers are adjusting it. But the question is,
I said that already.
I understand it. The question is, does it come back? Does it come back or not?
It will come back when they start escalating these lines so much and people catch on. Yeah, I mean, let's do a press conference.
There's no fans in the stands. Does that change
Frazier
it?
said last week the Bills haven't played great defense because their cornerbacks are worried about tackling and getting COVID-19. Come on, I mean the other reasons you got were fine, but that one, that was way out there,
gentlemen. Well
It's out
said.
there.
Let's go to Del
Yes,
Warfield.
I'm
Let's get his thoughts. Del
not
W,
afraid to
save
stretch
us
it a
here.
little
Any
bit.
real early football looks?
Well, to kind of touch, I guess, on what Lou was saying about the COVID. If you guys saw that Chiefs versus Ravens games, those DBs were definitely practicing social distancing at least 6 feet away from those receivers. So I guess you might have a point there. How badly they've been playing defense. The
Now
Ravens
that's a
versus the
good
Chiefs.
point.
Yeah. But as far as any early looks, I definitely look for the Cardinals to bounce back and the Saints to bounce back. I haven't really been looking too much ahead at future games because I'm more of the consensus guys. I like to look at money coming in, bet percentages, things like that. So I'm kind of holding my picks for that Saturday and Sunday show that we do. So I don't really have any really early looks yet for the NFL or college football yet.
All right, no problem, Del Warfield. Thank you, guys. We're going to go to the most interesting play of the day, and everyone's going to get a shot. Ross, you've had so much to say, so you might as well continue, please. Most interesting play
I'm going
of
to
the
make
day.
this real quick. I'm going to make this
real quick.
Yeah, the Toronto Blue Jays and Tampa Bay game. Great starting pitching matchup with Rue and Glasnow. Both pitchers have had a lot of success against the opposition they're facing today. The total is 7. I'm going under 7. That's my most interesting play today.
Okay, Louis Bag of Diamonds. Most interesting play of the day is who?
I'm sticking with my teasers. Sunday's teasers. Look for those teams that I just released to you. Tie them up some way, somehow. Get them in early because the lines are going to go against you between now and then. So look at the teasers.
Chip, your turn. Yeah,
No
you're still here.
Well, my most interesting play today yesterday was the White Sox. As I said, they were favored on the road. Now it's a little normalcy that Oakland has opened up the favorite. And I think Oakland's the side here. This Bassett's been absolutely outstanding, 3-0 when the home team, even though they're playing in San Diego, I believe. I just think Oakland's ready here. They're a very good club, and the White Sox won their game yesterday. And I hope this series goes 3. So that's my interesting play today. I'm gonna reverse off of yesterday. I had the winner yesterday. I'm gonna come to the other side today.
Okay, thank you. I hope chipwins.com. And that brings us to Del Warfield for his most interesting play of the day.
Yeah, for my most interesting play, I'm going to be going between the Reds versus the Braves here. I'm going to be going with Bauer at a plus 115 dog. 115. That line opened up at plus 137 for the Reds. 74% of the public's on the Braves, yet that line dropped down to plus 115 now. There's still more money. Sharp money did come on the Reds. But there's still about 60% of the money is still on the Braves, and you still get a really good pitcher in Bauer as a plus 115 dog. That's definitely going to be the most interesting play today.
Wow, that was really interesting. That was really quick. That was actually really quick, Louis Diamond. Great. Quickly, Eugene, mute everyone because we've come to that part of the show where it's the end. We'll see you next time on Bettor Center Live on LouisDiamond.com. Also, YouTube at Louis Diamond, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the weekends with Louis Diamond. Thank you to our fantastic team, Del, Ross, Chip, Louis D, even Tony, who's not here, and of course, a special thanks to Eugene Stewart, our producer and director, Spotlight Film Productions. I'm Brad. Have a wonderful day. Get out of here. Enjoy. Win some money. Bye-bye.